Welcome and thank you for listening to this Paragon Edge audio blog. In this episode, we're going to take a closer look at the important role that negative testing plays across the payment industry and why it needs to be an integral part of every comprehensive payment testing strategy. In the rapidly evolving financial services landscape, ensuring the integrity, reliability, and security of mission-critical payment systems is a paramount concern for every industry participant. Continually rising transaction volumes, sophisticated fraud tactics, and the increasingly complex payment ecosystems require more than basic sunny day testing. When organizations have not adequately prepared to handle the inevitable processing mistakes, missteps, and miscalculations that take place across the global fabric of commerce every day, bad things happen. Sometimes even catastrophic things. As we've previously explored on the Paragon Edge blog, negative testing is a proven method to validate the processing of financial messages under adverse conditions. Negative testing is not only a best practice, it has become a strategic necessity. By proactively simulating defects, errors, and other anomalous conditions such as volume spikes, incorrect data, or missing fields, financial services companies fortify their payment systems against costly incidents and outages. Introduced in 1987 and much changed since then, the ISO 8583 messaging standard remains the backbone of global retail payment systems, facilitating transactions across ATMs, POS, e-commerce, and many other digital platforms. Despite its utility and longevity, ISO 8583 implementations vary widely across geographies, networks, card brands, and processors, creating a fragmented ecosystem prone to interoperability issues. The U.S. Faster Payments Council notes that legacy standards like ISO 8583 are likely to remain integral to the global payment infrastructure for many years to come. With that said, as retail payment applications integrate with real-time platforms and other emerging technologies, the cost and complexity of maintaining secure, reliable, and compliant processing systems continues to grow. Unfortunately, the more modern successor to ISO 8583, ISO 20022, brings along its own unique set of issues and challenges. As described by Swift, ISO 20022 is an open global standard for financial information. It provides consistent, rich, and structured data that can be used for every kind of financial business transaction. That is the good news. The bad news is that the expanded capabilities of ISO 20022, along with the potential to integrate retail and wholesale payment systems, will add even more complexity and overhead to the global payment processing ecosystem. And there will certainly be a lengthy period of coexistence between the entrenched ISO 8583 infrastructure for card payments and the ISO 20022 future. Driven by evolving consumer behavior, surging transaction volumes, expanding fraud and cybersecurity attack surfaces, and expanding regulatory demands, the payment industry continues to face unprecedented challenges. Negative testing, deliberately introducing invalid, malformed, or missing data, helps uncover errors, defects, and vulnerabilities that happy path testing often misses. By proactively simulating these negative conditions and edge cases, payment processors can more effectively identify and address failure points before they impact applications, systems, and customers. The stakes are high. In addition to causing significant brand damage, payment system outages can be very expensive. Recent industry research shows that the average cost of unplanned downtime for a large financial services company now exceeds $23,750 per minute, or more than $1.4 million per hour, excluding potential fines and reputational damage. These outages are commonly caused by poorly tested or even untested changes that get rolled into production environments. Modern payment fraud tactics further magnify the risks associated with poor testing execution. Cybercriminals increasingly leverage AI to craft sophisticated attacks, such as injecting malformed ISO messages or exploiting edge cases in transaction processing. For instance, IBM's 2025 Threat Intelligence Index notes a surge in phishing and credential-based attacks, with 30% of intrusions involving valid accounts. Data breaches are another expensive and embarrassing area where better testing helps provide better results. According to IBM's Cost of a Data Breach report, the financial services sector faced the highest average breach cost for the 13th consecutive year, reaching more than $6 million per incident, a 3% increase from 2023. The IBM report specifically cited poorly tested payment systems as a leading contributor to these breaches, with vulnerabilities like unhandled errors or weak input validation being exploited by the cybercrooks. Additionally, the report highlights that breaches involving stolen credentials, a common target in payment systems, took an average of 292 days to identify and contain, amplifying the duration and cost of an incident. Negative testing helps counter these threats by simulating scenarios like invalid message or transaction types, testing how systems handle unrecognized or malformed financial messages. Negative or out-of-range amounts, ensuring systems reject transactions with incorrect, incomplete, or invalid values. Missing required fields, verifying robust error handling when critical data like cardholder details is absent. Simulated fraud attempts, mimicking card skimming, identity spoofing, or duplicate transactions to test fraud detection mechanisms. Volume spikes and network interruptions. Stress testing systems under heavy transaction loads or simulated outages helps promote availability and resiliency. Testing scenarios like these helps to reveal gaps in error handling, fraud detection, and system recovery, enabling proactive remediation before any vulnerabilities can be exploited. Historically, testing ATM fault and failure scenarios was costly and risky, often requiring physical manipulation of expensive machines that could lead to self-inflicted damage or downtime. Virtualization has transformed this process, making negative ATM testing safer, faster, and more cost-effective. The Paragon Virtual ATM platform enables testers to easily simulate and automate hundreds of fault conditions, such as card reader malfunctions, PIN pad failures, or receipt printer jams, without touching physical hardware. This capability is critical as ATM fleets transition to modern operating systems, which introduce a new set of variables and potential points of failure. Virtual ATM also supports custom error conditions, allowing testers to replicate real-world scenarios like network timeouts or corrupted messages. By automating these tests, ATM fleet owners can accelerate release cycles, improve root cause analysis, and maximize the availability and utility of the ATM channel. Failing to prioritize negative testing can have severe consequences. The IBM Data Breach Report reveals that breaches involving shadow data, unmanaged data in payment systems or databases, took 26.2% longer to identify and contain, increasing costs by 16%. In payment systems, shadow data often includes untracked transaction logs or misconfigured ISO 8583 fields, which negative testing can help identify and secure. It must also be recognized that regulatory scrutiny of the payment industry is intensifying. Non-compliance with industry standards or regional data protection laws can result in hefty fines, with the IBM report noting a 22.7% increase in organizations paying fines over $50,000 due to regulatory violations. Negative testing helps ensure compliance with industry standards by validating that systems correctly reject invalid inputs and maintain audit-ready logs, reducing the risk of penalties. Real-world incidents underscore the risk of inaction. Organizations that still rely on legacy testing processes and execution are often not able to adequately or fully complete test cycles, leaving themselves exposed to untested but potentially damaging edge cases. Applying automation to testing operations can speed up project deliveries and expand test coverage so that edge cases can be easily included as part of the standard testing process. Incorporating negative testing into standard testing and QA processes will deliver measurable and material benefits, particularly in high-risk, high-volume payment environments, such as: Number 1, enhanced resilience. Robust error handling and system recovery mechanisms reduce downtime and ensure continuity during volume spikes or cyber attacks. Number 2, customer trust. Reliable systems that handle errors gracefully help deliver a seamless user experience, promoting customer loyalty and preserving brand value. Number 3, improved fraud detection. Simulating real-world attacks such as card fraud or identity spoofing strengthens fraud prevention systems, critical in an era of AI-driven threats. Number 4, audit readiness. Proactive testing helps ensure compliance with standards like ISO 8583 and PCI DSS, reducing regulatory risks. And finally, number 5, cost savings. Identifying vulnerabilities early minimizes incident response and remediation costs. No one in the payment industry should think or believe that negative testing is just another technical exercise, a nice to have item. A comprehensive approach to payment testing that includes a robust negative testing component is a strategic investment in quality, reliability, security, compliance, and customer trust. Whether you're certifying new POS systems, modernizing ATM fleets, or integrating with faster payment networks, a rigorous negative testing regimen helps ensure your systems are ready to handle the unexpected ups and downs that happen every day. Paragon's suite of innovative testing tools and simulators, including Web Fast Test and Virtual ATM, empowers financial institutions to simulate complex failure scenarios, validate ISO message processing, and accelerate issue resolution. Our solutions are designed to keep pace with evolving standards and threats, from industry initiatives to card scheme mandates to AI driven fraud patterns. Ready to expand and enhance your payment testing operations? Visit us at www.paragonedge.com to request a consultation with our team of payment industry testing experts and discover how Paragon can help you deliver a seamless, secure, and superior customer experience on every transaction. Thank you for listening today.